Good afternoon. So, something I thought I might do for you, just to put some little nuggets of information into your brain and kind of help you out. So I know that you said you did have a more of an inclination to read Cashflow Quadrant, and again, it's really easy read. I think even if you just try just one chapter just to see how it reads, I think you'll see that it would be really easy to fit. Like, I read it in a weekend. I couldn't put it down. It was cool. But even on the cover, he shows the cash flow quadrant. Okay, there you go. You see there on the left is E, employee. An employee trades their time for money. And remember, time is the one asset you can never get back. An employee has to ask their manager to, go on vacation. You got to ask your manager for a raise if you want to make more money. You probably don't make the money you want to make at your job as an employee. You want more, you want better, but you got to ask permission to go to the bathroom and see your hypothetical child play soccer. You have to ask as an employee. You trade your time for money. Nothing wrong with that. To some extent, everybody kind of fits, especially as you get more financially savvy. You'll find yourself in all these categories. But most people fit right there in that E situation. So, move down a tick, there's the S, that's specialist. So specialist is you're so good at your job that you go ahead and branch out on your own. And, that could be from your experience as an employee and you go out and do your own thing. Or, specialists are also going to be like your doctors, your dentists, your lawyers, your real estate agents. And the thing is, as a specialist, you get to run the show. You get to be the boss. It's kind of like, think of a small business, maybe, as maybe I'm a freelance architect or freelance graphic designer. I still got to show up to work. I'm a specialist. I can name my price now. I might even be the boss running the show of my small business. But the thing is, I still have to show up to work to make money. If I go on vacation, potentially not making money. See, even if I saved up. So nothing wrong with being a specialist either. But still in all, being there on that left side, you're pretty much always trading your time for money. Now you move over into the right side of the quadrant, and this is how you become financially free. So now we're at B, business owner. So that specialist is so close to being a business owner, and I'm going to tell you the difference. The business owner builds a machine, a business, and it puts together all the parts. And remember how I said that specialist still has to show up, right, to make money? Well, as a business owner, you've built a business that no longer requires you to operate because you were smart enough to hire a manager to take your place. Now, as starting out as a business owner, you're going to play many hats. You're going to be a specialist. You're going to be an employee. But as you build that business, eventually you're going to start passing off duties to people who are better than you. And you're going to pay them what's fair. Pay them what's right. Pay them what makes them happy and work hard for you. So that way, when you want to take a year-long vacation in Italy or Australia, those are my top two, by the way, you come back a year later, not only are you still making money, you've been making that whole money that entire time, your business probably has grown because you did such a good job of building that machine that prints money for you. and you increase your net value. You own all those things, all the stuff. That's the beauty of being a business owner, incorporating a business, which it sounds like you kind of understand that concept because you said that writing your book is your business, and that's exactly how you need to think of it. Actually, tattoo, I took a little tattoo, online apprenticeship. If your brother wants access to it, I can probably make that happen since he's more serious than I am about doing tattooing. I've paid about $500 for this damn course over a year. Anyway, there's all kinds of PDFs if he wants to, have forms for people to sign. And it's really cool. It's a cool little thing, Anyway, tangent. But tattoos is a good, if you're a single tattoo person doing all the work, you're a specialist. But think about when you open your own tattoo parlor and start hiring other tattoo artists, and you charge, I don't know how it works, you charge them rent for the chair, for the space, or you take a percentage of each. I think that's how it works. You take a percent. So, but you get it. That's a good example right there. Tattooing. So, God bless you, kitty. So, yeah, business owner is definitely where it's at. And the tax structure. You write things off, you get taxes back. I will, in this video, actually, since I'm mentioning it, bringing it up, this is one of the, we'll say, if I do more of these videos, I'll try to make the progression through the book, which I ironically don't have. I always give away my Cashflow Quadrant books as gifts. But I'll try to do little lessons, little by little, and I'll also get the book and follow through that and summarize. But now you move down to I, and that is investor. So as an employee and a specialist, you trade your time for money. As a business owner, other people trade their time so you can make money. And as an investor, your money makes you more money. So that would be like your stock markets, real estate. All right. And like I said, you set it up properly, it's making you money, and you don't even have to put in work. You hired somebody else to manage it. There you go. Now you're a business owner because you own a holdings company. You're investing because you're investing in properties that are producing money for you. So that's the cash flow quadrant. Think about it. You can't rely on, say, lottery or inheriting some money or marrying a rich person or, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to get into crime and make money illegally, right? These are all chance ways. It's too easy to make money legally to do it, those other things. Or hope for the lottery or whatever, hope for, to find a bag of cash on it. No. The ways to make money are either as an employee, a specialist, a business owner, or an investor. So that is the cash flow quadrant. It's right there on the cover of the book. Now, he also, in that book, he's going to teach you how to read a financial statement, which you already know how to because you saw the game. That's the whole point of the game, is to learn how to read a financial statement and put money in perspective to really see how money works. So there's plenty of other books. Killing Sacred Cows is an excellent book on common money myths. So, for instance, like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, there's a reason that is. It's because rich people know how to make money. Poor people don't know how to make money. They're employees, and they spend all their money on bullshit. So, we'll talk about that more a little later. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sketch out a quick little tax structure so you see the difference between getting taxed as an employee and getting taxed as a business owner. So give me just a second, and of course I'm going to do a little bit of editing so it all looks nice and pretty, and maybe I won't even have this message. Maybe I'll just cut it off right here. You thought I was going to cut it off right here. Okay, so anyway. All right, so down here you can see at the bottom, as an employee, You make the money, you get taxed on the money, and then you spend what's left. But as a business, you make that money, you spend the money, the profits, and whatever is left over, that's what you get taxed on. You get taxed on what's left over. Which means if you spend all your money earned, you don't pay taxes. This is how the rich get richer, and it is legal. That is why it's good to make the economy accessible for businesses, for small business owners to start their business. Few restrictions, safety, ethics, what have you. But otherwise, stop regulating. Just let them cook. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. So there you go. That is some fundamentals of the book Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. And like I said, if you caught it before, when I read this book, I couldn't put it down because it was such an easy, entertaining read. And it made me realize that there was no limit. I realized I was not limited anymore. I never knew how I would become rich. All I knew was I was working and I didn't know how to get it any better than trying to climb a corporate ladder. Or to, go to college and get a better degree and, just find a high-paying job. But anyway, I read the book and I learned better. So we're going to get this thing together, babe. We're going to make a fortune together. So I love you and I'll talk to you soon.